Kadash. That is all praises to who they ignorantly call God, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who are the leaders of the church on the earth in these last days. And I want to give salutation and blessings to you, Akim, who are soldiering in this faith in all sincerity and diligence, man. I wanted to jump into the topic of chastisement and not only the purpose of chastisement, but the end result that it brings. All right, something that's completely lost on the world. Okay, the fact that to acquire gains, then one has to go through pain. All right, so the whole concept of breaking something down so it gets built up, it's the whole thing of what somebody calls working out. All right, but it's nothing more significant than the inner man, than the spirit. Okay, and that's what is undergone in this truth, which is one of the benchmarks of this thing of ours. All right, and of any manhood, okay, and of any form of manhood, okay, or being a warrior. All right, this is the requirement. And as aforementioned, this is something that's completely lost on the world in this pampered society, where you even have shit called microaggressions, okay, and nobody is a loser. All right, participation awards and all this shit. Okay, and then you have no accountability. You see, no blame is not dealt to anyone, because that's that's an offensive or an aggressive term. You see, so we're coming into a time like no other of lack of morality, moral depravity, right? And then, of course, just a completely weak, broken down, pussified society, man. And, which, of course, which is going to translate into the people, the citizens. All right, but the Most High is building up His men iron tough. And we're going to go into the scriptures and get some precepts on what happens when you go through chastisement and suffering. Okay, the purposes of suffering. All right. This is in Hebrews 12 and 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Okay, and we'll get this right now. Chastening in the blue letter. Okay. So we're not to despise it, and the opposite of that would be to enjoy it. Okay. Just like it says to love not the world, that translates into hating the world. All right, this chastisement is the whole training, and let's get the pronunciation.
3809. Paideia.
Okay, chastening is paideia. Strong's 3809. The whole training and education of children. Okay, and of course, always liken unto ourselves unto the children of Yahweh. And we're fucking pupils, man. You gotta understand that. It's like brothers in the valley we're going into last week. You've got to unlearn all the shit that you've learned, right? And come with that clean palate almost every time when dealing with the scriptures, to an extent, right? of course, we apply the foreknowledge and the knowledge we've obtained during the way, but we are likening the children, man. It says, which relates to the cultivation of mind and morals, and employs for this purpose now commands and admonitions, now reproof and punishment, right? So the chastisement, it just said, it is training and education. It says what it relates to is and what the purpose is for. It just said it employs for the purpose of the cultivation of mind and morals. Okay, that means the building up of, or the growing, which is another tie-in to these agricultural terms that the scriptures are inundated with. All right, when the Most High talking about planting a seed, the whole thing is about that and liking it to that, right? Agricultural terms. So cultivation is when something is planted, okay, and grown and tended to like a plant, so that thing is perfected, all right, and developed and leveled up. You see, a mind which is like into the knowledge and the wisdom, and then morals is likened into righteousness. Morals goes into morality, which is right and wrong, and that's likened into transgression of the law. Okay. Morals is following the law, and immorality would be transgression of the law. All right. So this is what that purpose is for. You see, it's building up the growth and cultivation of the inner man, the mind and the morals. All right. And so we're getting now commanded and admonished and reproved and punished and rebuked, as it said. All right. So that can be undergone. You see, it says, whatever in adults also cultivates the soul, especially by correcting mistakes and curbing passions. Okay? So when you're chastened, when you fuck up, you're correcting those mistakes, and through that, you're growing. Your soul, like it says, to be cultivated. For thy soul to be cultivated, man. All right. And of course, that goes in with curbing your passions. One of the main things in this walk is, like it says, to deny thy pleasures, man. Just like it is for us to do on the Shabbat. It's really this whole fucking walk here in hell, in this bid. Okay, the Most High didn't put us in this fucking prison bid, in the penitentiary, as we like to go into it, to be penitent, right? Micah 7:9, to have a bunch of fucking toys, man. All right, proverbially, which is some shit that is going to pleasure us, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why you saw the men of the Lord. They were in straits, man. They are not likened into the same lives of a layman Israelite, even though a layman Israelite was still required to follow the law. Okay, the prophet was called to a higher office. Okay. So one of the massive things in this truth is about curbing your passions, denying your pleasures, going into fucking the temptations that come our way. See, man, and the Brothers of the Bay was just going into it a couple weeks ago about how the spirits actually come and attack us more because we're not engaging in these wicked activities like these people. So they're not going to get hit up with temptations because they're already doing this shit. All right? So by denying those pleasures and continually doing that, you're actually being built up, man. And we're going to get that again more in the precepts. Okay, it's like you unto getting gains unto you hitting reps, man. Because it's a repetition that you denying that shit. The more you do it, the easier it's gonna get to throw that plate, right? Metaphorically. It says instruction which aims at increasing virtue. Come on, man. Nobody's dealing with virtue. Talks about a woman that still has her virtue. That's a fucking gone thing in this society. But nobody's worried about virtue. Okay? They virtue signal though. You see, that shows that likening to this fucking facade. Everything is fake and pseudo in this damn place, right? False sense and guise and a mask over of the shit, but it's not authentic. It says behavior showing high moral standards. Nobody's worried about no damn virtues, man. Okay. But this is what this is building in us, man. Because this is the only thing that's gonna inherit the kingdom. Is not this flesh and fucking body, man. It's our soul, it's our spirit. Okay. It says, chastisement, chastening of the evils with which the Most High visits men for their amendment. Okay, for their correction. Okay. The bad times that come upon us for it to be corrected. So us catching fucking hell. Literally. Because that's what evils are. Evils catching hell. It's the same exact thing. They're different phrases and figures of speech to explain the same thing. All right? But those are for the amendment of the elect, man. Okay? Because we know for them, it said, like a great example in the Apocrypha, that the scourges are sent for amendment. But it tells you that them that won't obey are going to be destroyed. That they don't amend their ways, they don't change their ways from those scourges. They're going to be destroyed, and that's the majority of the people. So we know on the contrary, the elect is going to be built up from heeding to those scourges that we get, because we do catch hell, man. You know, especially a heightened degree of it too, in this truth. All right, and it's to keep us on the straight gate. Okay, and to build us up, man, incredibly strong in these times that we're coming in. See, a tutorage. See, we're mere. I don't know if it's an acolyte or let's see. I think that one. But let me not even get into that. Let's stay on there. Tutorage, education, or training by okay, Khan. Doesn't it talk about tutelage? Being under a tutelage? We're under the tutelage of elders and apostles at Great Millstone, but there is a greater tutelage, because when you go into tutelage, it's really a spirit behind it, and there's only two sides. There's only two different sides, if you will. Okay. There's only two like I said, there's only one side that you can fucking choose. Pick a side. There's only two sides, man. Evil and evil, wicked, or good, righteousness, man. You see, and those are the two different spirits that you have of what a tutelary spirit, which what you go into a genius is, or a genie. They get their knowledge or that so-called their genius, their brilliance. They get it from a tutelary spirit. It says that, and when you break it down and go into it, ultimately in the source of the scriptures, but when you go into it in the etymology, that word genius goes into goes back to the etymology, a genie, which is a tutelary spirit, which is basically a spirit that's teaching you shit, okay, through the spirit. Because what do we wrestle not against, okay, but against principalities, man, and not against flesh and blood. So they're getting pretty much downloaded that shit from a spirit, either the left or the right hand side. And we know this is the case when dealing with men like Apostle Paul. Yahushua was the tutelary spirit, right, to teach him this truth, all right? So this chastisement goes into that, all right? Chastisement is a great teacher, all right? Not just for the 2/3 like it's going to be, because it's really going to be their destruction. Like they go into the apostles and elders about pretty much punishment. Punishment is a great fucking teacher. But for the same is the case for the 1/3, man, for the elect. You see, because we're being built up through that as well, through getting jacked up. All right, and that's how you're made a man. That's how you're made hard. You see, when something's fucking force is being applied to something, all right, is when it gets tougher. And like this, when you look at a callus and shit, you have these little bitches in Russia. They have those YouTube videos, little fucking 9, 10, 11-year-old Russian girls getting trained by their fathers, fucking smacking up trees with their knuckles, all right, to get those calluses. And I know from experience, you know what I'm saying, calluses in different areas of your body, whether it be on your, have one on your damn toes, right, or on your palm of your hand, wherever it may be. And for a lot of those fighters, yeah, they get them, especially bare knuckle. But like those the cauliflower ear, that's likened it to like a callus. But that shit is built fucking tough to where there's almost there's no feeling. You see, to the extent that shit's strong as fuck. It says training, education, training, invocation, disciplinary correction. All right. So we are to rejoice in that, man, and see the benefits of the gains that's being acquired as we undergo this process, man, of the perfection of the elect, like it says, being made perfect through sufferings. And then we have what's yapa, according to this word, exhortation. It goes into to be encouraged and to be comforted, man. It's the same word of the comforter, per, paraclesis, going into like the paraclete, which is another word for the Holy Spirit. Okay, so this is an exhortation. Let's see. It's a comforting thing for it to be told us. It is an edifying thing for it to be told us that to despise not the chastening, okay, for what it provides for us, man. The shit that we can't even fucking see, but that are gonna have eternal dividends. If you can chew on that for a minute, eternal dividends, man. That these are gonna pay. These the pains that we put in. All right. For Yahabashim Yahushai, that ultimately He has us in, man. All right. But this exhortation, as aforementioned, going into comforting, consoling, jumping up a couple verses, and because this should be a great piece of consolation for us, right? This should provide consolation, solace for us, okay? Is the fact that, because it explains it. It says, don't despise the chastening, right? But it tells us right here in the fourth, in Hebrews 12:3, it says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. So he's telling you to not be faint by this chastisement, right? And when we're rebuked of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because if we and it's possible, right? It's telling you, if you don't consider and keep in mind what happened to him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. This man who we know had unlimited ultimate power. All right. Given to him by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. The most powerful entity on the planet outside of the Most High. Can you understand that? That he endured that, man. All right. So that gives us extreme solace and consolation, right? Comfort, as that word paraclesis goes into exhortation, man. Just in the consideration of that fact of what Yahweh Shai had to endure, man. Okay. It says, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Okay. So we haven't even been scorched like that and fucking shed blood. Okay. And gotten stripes like that. So that should be even more encouragement, man. And solace in this, in what this chastisement of pure hell that we're going through, that we're catching on this side, man. Okay. It says, we're gonna jump down to the 9th verse. It says, no, Salakia, down to, let's see, down to verse 10. It says, for verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure. This is going into the, what do they call them? The fathers of the flesh, which are those like motherfuckers in the world, whoever they may be, that didn't chasten you for anybody in the world, doesn't matter who the fuck they are, okay, that chastened you, anything outside of them in this truth, all right, in Great Millstone, all right, the apostles and elders, anything outside of that, okay, would be considered a follower of the flesh, see? So, it says, for they, verily, for a few days, chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. All right, and that's the ultimate end all be all right there. Okay, that's the ultimate purpose of this chastisement. You see, and the gains and everything else that comes with it, all the things that we're storing in heaven, the investments, okay, that is going to have eternal value in the essence of who we are. Because absolutely nothing that anybody's doing on this fucking planet is going to have any bearing or have anything to do with the kingdom, all right, which is going to be for eternity. Okay, everything that everyone is doing and has done is completely fucking useless and futile. Okay, it's all vanity, except for the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who are building, who are being built up. Their inner man, their spirit, their soul, man. The only thing that's going to be translated into the kingdom, man. Okay. Preserved. It says that we may be partakers of his holiness, man. So what does that mean? What is being partakers of his holiness? That means being the first fruits of the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. All right, and there's no other office. There's no higher office in the history or future of mankind. All right, in the history, present, or future of mankind, there's no higher office than the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's what this is going into, to be partakers of his holiness. That's only going to be for 144,000, man. Okay? It says, And finishing off just in this precept in the 11th verse. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Right. Here's a metaphor. When you're hitting the rep, when you're hitting the set, right? Each rep, and especially as it increases, if you're increasing the weight, if you're pretty much topped out, as each rep progresses, that shit's gonna fucking burn more. It's gonna be grievous as each rep progresses, man. All right, it's gonna burn. Or if you're hitting planks or some shit like that, each second that goes by, pretty much, it's gonna increase that burn. But that's that present. That's the present moment. That's the chastening in the present moment. Okay. The pains. That's the pains in the pain and gain. Okay. It says, but nevertheless, afterward, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Okay? Really simple concept, like that we mentioned, that is completely lost on this fucking place. And not so much even that it was a thing in the times of old, because you did have a way higher level of morality, okay? But this is no more true. This doesn't apply, have any more application relevant to the elect, okay? Because as we mentioned, when you come to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, preserve thy soul for temptation, okay? The ones who the Most High is dealing with on this side, all right? The house of Dawadad, the Most High is extremely exclusive. He's not dealing with the masses of these fucking people, man. He's only got his special, because special, when you go into like spec ops or the special forces, that special pretty much goes into them being select and being few. All right, it's very exclusive because it's superior. Okay. So, those are the gains right there that you acquire afterward, that it yields. Okay, and just like it said, it's being cultivated. It says, what did it say for chastisement? It said, those things that you suffer that are for the purpose of the cultivation of mind and spirit. Okay. So it's likening it again into yield, into agriculture. You see, when you reap something, is likened into something being yielded from it. The yield that you're taking from it, man. All right. And what that is gains in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. Whether it's more resolve, greater faith. Okay. Greater mental fortitude in certain situations that you fucking face in this place, man. Okay. Another big one is Salakia for the lack of the term, but a stronger ability, more firm in your ability to say no. Okay, yeah, to tell these people fucking no. You see, because that's a huge one. Because pretty much everyone in this place, they try to take advantage of you, man. Everyone in the world, I'll say. All right, your fucking family members, the people at your gig, all day, right? And that spans a lot, especially if you're doing any type of like contracting or shit where you interact with a lot of people. Okay. But yeah, the more you're able to be firm, right? Well, just an example, the more you refrain from those different situations where for example, women that have men who, let's be real, they're fucking married, man. Married women, all right? Denying that comes with a greater ability to deny it in the future, okay? So when it comes and is presented itself again, it's even easier, all right? And you're even more tactful with the shit, or even more firm and stern, because that's really what this world and what is required of us. Ain't no respecter of persons, nothing about no wickedness anymore, man. That shit is completely out the door. You see? And that's what comes as well with leveling up in this truth. He's lowering our tolerance for wickedness. Okay? So through chastisement, righteousness is essentially being cultivated and increased in you. All right? This is in Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, Shemi Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. All right, just as it said, it doesn't seem to be joyous when you're going through this shit, but grievous, right? It's telling you to endure through that. It don't fucking be hasty, make rash decisions. Like it says, to be patient, meaning to be willing to endure adversity. All right. So there's a willingness that comes with it. You see, when you look at warriors of past, they embraced that type of adversity. Okay, because they knew that they were gonna get gains out of that. Okay. You actually have a lot of survivalist motherfuckers put themselves in situations that are almost death type situations, so that they find a way to get through that. Like it says, the Most High will put us through these evils, right? He'll put us through these evils, these hard times, these bad times, so that we can find a way to escape it. And don't you know, once you do that what kind of benefits that provides, man? All right. Once you found your way out of a fucking extremely, pretty much a binding type of obstacle, all right, extremely difficult obstacle that you have to overcome, okay, and then the Most High gets you through that. See, what kind of men is the Most High building up that he's just putting them through constant trials like that, man? You see, that's why these men, when you look at it, the spiritual callous that these men contain, all right, the real stoics of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, we'll just see these new weapons, these new instruments. Most High is going to make these men into, man, and the glory that is going to truly be the elect, all right, it's going to be uncontainable, you see. But look, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Like it said, that after it yielded that peaceable fruit. Okay? So you're increased. That's what the whole fucking aspect of the word gain, a gain is. You see? For you to be strengthened. Or there's benefits, all right, that are associated with this heavy, extreme benefits, man. All right, and finishing off, Romans 3 and 5 says, Slakia, Romans 5 and 3. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation also. Okay. Knowing that tribulation worketh patience. All right, let's get that word patience in 5 and 3. Romans. Patience. Steadfastness. Hupomene.
Strong's G,
Pomene.
5281. Hupamane.
Hupomene.
Hupamane.
Steadfastness, constancy, endurance. In the characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. Okay. Patient continuance. You see? All right. Patient enduring. Sustaining. Perseverance. All right. So that's what is obtained through that. Okay. An increased level of that. An increased level of a man who is able to not be swerved. Okay. That actually increases your fortitude going into your foundation, and how to have strong roots. That's likened into the strong roots not being able to be fucking swayed. Okay. It's making our roots even stronger, man. Okay. It says, so we actually, it just told you that we glory in this chastening, in this tribulation. We rejoice in it, man. Because just like I said, like these survivalists and shit, and actually all throughout history, the real warriors and real people who have gained the most headway and the most proficiency in their craft, it came through that, man. It came through grueling, painstaking, you know what I'm saying, experiences, man. All right. Knowing that tribulation worketh patience, man. All right. Endurance. You see? Like when a motherfucker does training for the cross-country goddamn marathon, the motherfucker's running miles a day, man. K's and K's a day. Right? So he can build up that wind, which goes into that endurance, man. Your ability to endure. And then it likens this whole thing into a race, man. Okay? This whole thing is likened into a race. See? It says in patience, experience. Okay? So this is what happens through chastisement. All right? Like it said, that the peaceable fruit being increased at that last end. This is what you're gaining, experience, man. And then through experience, hope. All right? Finishing off, it says, and hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. Okay? And of course, the hope, all this translates into the hope, which is our expectation, which is the kingdom. All right? Which is a sure bet guarantee. See? And these are the purposes, these are the benefits of chastisement, man, of sufferings. See? This is all a perfection process that that is being undergone. All right. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash.